Video 20.1, Architects followed the same framework. You may remember that in competing for the Rome Prize, which allowed for the support for study in Rome for several years, there was a preliminary examination in which 12 hours were allotted for sketching, and it was sketching on a given subject. Prior training was brought to bear. For example, here is an oval and cross schema of a head at a particular angle. Now, artists whose sketches were selected were allowed to compete in the final contest, which was to transform the sketch into an oil painting. And for this particular year, 72 days were allowed for that, during which the artists were sequestered. It took a phenomenal degree of skill to compete at this level. One of the contestants, Gustave Courtois, painted this portrait of his classmate's fiancée. It's really an astonishing work. Architects went through the same process, the same contests. Here in the Rome Prize contest of 1863, we see the preliminary sketch of a contestant, and it's a sketch of a large public building. This is from above. The next level was to sketch almost photographic views of what the finished building would look like. And then finally, to show a cutaway view of the building with the interiors. Again, this not only required great skill in architecture, but great skill in drafting. If a young architect won the Rome Prize and was sent to Rome, one of their assignments there was to imagine the restoration of the past. So you first had to study the past carefully, its actual state, and here we have the actual state of a place in the Roman Forum where only a few columns are left facing a large administrative building. Then you were to improve it through restoration. And everything that was in the prior image is in this image, but incorporated into renovated buildings in the style of the past. Musicians who did not have the preserved monuments of ancient painting and sculpture and architecture before them had to make some adjustments here. The ideals were still there. Study the past and improve it in the light of all that has been learned since. But the past couldn't be ancient Greece and Rome. There were no records of their music, or at least none that could be heard. And so Italian music from the 16th through the 18th centuries was taken as the classical heritage. It was to be studied partimenti and solfeggi and all those things, and then it was to be improved and brought into the modern world of the 19th century.